everyone, welcome back to our LEGO City room. I am so excited to finally be able to show you the built LEGO Lord of the Rings Rivendell set up close. You can see the box as well as the built set here placed in our LEGO City. All I've gotten around to so far is adding the Rivendell set into the LEGO City. I haven't had the chance yet to add other Lord of the Rings sets or even some other fun surprises. But definitely subscribe if you're new here because I will be doing a full-on LEGO City update with Rivendell very soon. So this video is going to be a little different than normal. I am a very new Lord of the Rings fan. I did not grow up with the movies. I had never actually seen it until like 2 weeks ago. Which is why, for this video, I brought in the biggest Lord of the Rings nerd that I know. My husband. He knows more about Lord of the Rings than I thought was possible, so I figured that he would be a better person to do this review, give you guys all the Easter eggs, go in depth on this set. So with all of that being said, I want to give a huge thank you to the LEGO group for sending us this Rivendell copy for review. We really do appreciate it. So now let me pass you over to Ross.
Alright guys, so check it out. We're taking a look at the Lord of the Rings set from LEGO coming out March 1st. This is going to be Rivendell, the D2C we've all been excited for. We've all heard rumors about this. We're just going to kind of briefly go over this. This isn't going to be the most in-depth review, but I do just kind of want to show a lot of the different features about this set. If you see here, it actually separates out into 3 major chunks. But first, I just want to take a look at this part over here. Right off the bat, it kind of gives me the old school 2000s Lego Harry Potter vibes with a sand green roof here. I really like it. It's really nice and smooth. I love the architecture that they included in here. And you can see that it actually comes with 5 statue minifigures of different famous elves from Tolkien lore. They're not really named. They're all the same faces, just different hair pieces. But I imagine, you know, one of them's Gil-galad or something like that. You can actually just remove this whole section here. It's symmetrical on all sides. And then you can look inside and you can actually get a peek of Bilbo writing his book there and back again. And then it has this nice little roof feature going on here, and it has it in the main build as well. And I just want to squash some opinions about this off the bat. So, you know, I know a lot of people were kind of, about, you know, having the dots roof like this. But we were a little bit nervous about making sure that we got those perfect 45-degree angles on there. And I can tell you for sure when I first did this, I was not getting them perfectly straight. But in the instructions, it actually gives you a little guide here where you just kind of run a plate through them and you just kind of get them to line up the best you can. So what's really cool here is actually you see Isildur holding his sword right when he's fighting Sauron and he's about to strike him and take off his ring and claim it for himself. So I really like that they included it. That's actually in the scene, I think in 2 Towers. I remember seeing it in one of the flashbacks. Looking inside here, you get a nice little room for either Frodo or Bilbo to hang out in, and another room down here, and you can see Samwise is frying up some potatoes down there. We were talking about it being modular. It actually has 2 little holes here, so you can put the pins from the other part of it into it, and it doesn't actually connect, but it keeps it together at least. Looking on this side, I really love the architecture here. Kind of reminds me of like birch trees or something like that, but I really like how they made these like beautiful white vines. I mean, it's definitely Rivendell. It looks just like Rivendell. Moving on here, I want to get to the main build here. This one is where, you know, this separates the meat from the potatoes. So you can actually remove the Council of Elrod's over here and just kind of have that placed. You know, the designers recommend you can put that just on your desk as itself. It looks really nice. We'll get into that in a minute. But looking at this, what's really cool is, you know, they have all this nice little, again, the architecture. I love the little vines that they have going on here. We see that color grading on the roof. And we see this little Io Sauron just hanging out down there. It's actually structurally important to like lifting up that feature, and I thought it was really cool that they were like, oh, let's put the Eye of Sauron here so that way the ring is placed there. It's like he's there watching. Really cool concept, I think they did. So moving on over, something really interesting about this roof here is that it's actually a 3-4-5 triangle, and it's actually like vital to the structural integrity. So I was thinking like this roof could like flap open or something, but no, you actually pin it in there and it doesn't go anywhere. It's nice and sturdy, and it helps like keep the structure of the rest of the build beneath it. So I thought that was really cool. Over here you see a picture of what looks like Celebrimbor building the rings. And then we move here. We see a lot of other, you know, references to old Tolkien lore. So here we actually see a portrait of what I believe to be Elrond's dad, who was the sea mariner who went to the Undying Lands to the west to convince the Maiar to save Middle-earth from Morgoth. Pretty fun stuff, right? And then this is the Elf City from the first stage, I believe. Really cool that they included stuff like that. I really like it. That's for the hardcore Tolkien fans. And then here we see what I'm guessing is Isildur holding his sword, Narsil, that got destroyed during the battle of the Last Alliance. Really like that they included this sword here that's like broken. Moving down here, what I want to talk about is the tiles. So what's really interesting is it comes with like 60, almost 70 of these little tile pieces throughout the set, and it's just a printed tile, you know, nothing fancy, but it's really cool like having them all stacked together. It makes this really nice illusion here in the bottom. And then you have some sticker pieces in here. You have a nice map of Middle Earth, as well as some other maps of like Mordor and just some other nice little features there, nice little Easter eggs. I'm not really jazzed up when it comes to building Lego trees. I get really bored of it. They're really repetitive. But this one was actually a little bit different. It was a little bit of a repetitive build. But things I really liked about it is, if you notice here, it goes from that dark green to that kind of playful green to the lime green. And it's kind of satisfying the way you build it. You build them all out like this, and then at the end you just go whoop. Looking over here, you see another little area for them to hang out. You see Merry and Pippin eating the Limbrus bread. I think that's just really cute. I think it's adorable that they have them in here. And I think my favorite part is the little feet that the hobbits have. You know, in the older sets, they didn't do this. You know, the sets from 10 years ago, it was just brown pants. But I really like that they made these dual molded legs, so that way they could have little hobbit feet. All right, so looking at this little Council of Elrond build, I think this is really nice. I think what really elevates this is the fact that they included little sitting down pieces. That really helps like take this to the next level instead of them just all standing around. They did the same thing here for Frodo, and you can see here it comes with little butt cheeks, which I think is awesome. I love that attention to detail. I'm very glad they included that. I'm sure that Elijah Wood likes it too. And then you have the little flesh colored pieces for his footies. I'm a big fan of this. I really like it. You can see here Gimli is trying to smash the ring. It's really nice. And then something interesting is the chair builds. I think everybody was kind of commenting on them. Is they're actually made with popsicles and little hot dog pieces. This little build isn't for the faint of heart. It was a little bit hard to try to get those wieners just in the right spot. Something I really like about this set too is that it comes with this new fern piece, and I'm totally fangirling over this fern. I'm really excited for this. I'm sure we're gonna be seeing these in tons of sets moving forward because it's just an amazing little piece. Speaking of foliage, I like how they include the little trunks here of the tree. It just looks really nice. And you can put it back just like that, and it fits really easy. So this is the third and final part of the set. I was actually a little bit jealous Emily built this one, but right here you could take out this little gazebo, and I'm really impressed with the dome that they did. It's a little fragile, so just a heads up, but I like all the little clips that they included. So there's like alien arms and life preservers in there. This actually is the scene from Two Towers where Aragorn is laying there being all sexy as Aragorn is and talking to Steven Tyler's daughter, Liv Tyler, about what it's like to be immortal. You can see here, something I really like when they include in these big sets is when there's enough studs to put people places, but not overboard. So you can actually really easily kind of just put figures in different places on this build to reenact different scenes. I really like what they did here with the river. I'm a big fan of this, as you can tell from a lot of our other rivers that I like to build. I love using that blue tile feature. Something else I really like about this too is how they, represented the little waterfall and the rapids. I like the little white that comes off the edge, and I wish I had thought of it before. Then moving on here, we have Boromir and Legolas. Real quick, I'll just talk about Legolas. I think they did a really good job with this figure. I'm not the biggest fan of his hair, but it is cool that it is a dual molded hair piece. You actually get two, one for him and then one for one of the nameless elves that comes in the set. I feel like his hair isn't blonde, I feel like it's whiter, but you know what? It's still recognizable. You can still tell it's Legolas, so that is nice. And I'm glad we got Sean Bean over there. One does not simply take the ring to Mordor, right? Am I right? The set also comes with some nice, dark green leaves, which I don't see too often, and some little mushroom builds everywhere, which is fun because Merry and Pippin love picking mushrooms. If we move on to the back of this set, this is kind of fun too, is it actually comes with a little blacksmith armory, and this is where I'm storing all the extra headpieces and legs from the set as well. But what's super cool about it is it actually comes with the whole set comes with this massive weapons pack. It comes in this one big bag, and you get different things. So you have like two versions of Sting, Boromir's sword, Aragorn's sword, Gimli's axe a few times, as well as some of the elvish weapons here. You see an elvish blade. So cool, right? I really appreciate the detail that the designers put into this set. I think it's just phenomenal.
All right, everyone, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up down below, and do consider subscribing to this channel. It really does help us out. Thanks everyone so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.